Twister, Annie Am. Lock up your doors. Shut up your windows. Anytime there is a hurricane's a-coming, or like a shooting, you gotta wonder, as a targeted individual, where the show is, you know, where the big show, the main event really is. Okay, this video is going to be about how to spot an infiltrator within your group or your organization. Now, this is extremism. There's really two different kinds of extremism. You know, you can be extreme with your peace and your love and your authentism. You can even be violent with these things, but not violent in the sense that you and I know the word and have been raised to know the word. It doesn't have to mean shooting people and hurting people and inflicting pain. No, it can just mean that you're extreme in driving your evidence and accounts home. And authentism, an extreme authentism, when you're sharing with the public and talking about these experiences and the reality of the New World Order and not shying away from that. That has nothing to do with hate or force of any kind. Okay, how to spot an infiltrator. You know, there were more informants posing as panthers than there were actual panthers. In the army, or, you know, when you're at war, right, the sergeant, there's always a dude that's like a dick yelling at all the guys. Well, this is one part of this. One reason is to band the group together and make them bond, less penetrable. So it's essentially the same idea with targets, except the main objective is to divide and conquer. Right, but they'll put in these plants that it's kind of the same idea, right? So it's not really to structure the group. It's to steer the group away from the original goal of the organization. So this is going to be about how to spot a rat in your group. Once you start reaching out as a TI, you become very susceptible to this and very vulnerable to some new tactics. Let's talk about what and who to look for. Provocateurs, sabotagers, agents, informants. The goal of the infiltrator is to, of course, collect information on the group's plans, report back, try to divide and conquer. They create mistrust and confusion, throw a wrench into the planning. They want to destroy the image of the group. This is very important to them. They want to make you look violent and crazy. They want to make you guys look like terrorists. So, divide and conquer. First, they will appear and as every other TI. They want to gain your trust, so they start. They'll use emotion and guilt. And, of course, their story, their fake contrived story to gain trust. And the idea is so that you start fulfilling their goals instead of the overall group. And you just mess up the planning. And you know, now you're all distracted because you're fulfilling this douchebag's goals. And you don't even know it because he's manipulating you. So look at their story of how they became to be a target. Pick it apart. As targets, we like talking about these things and sharing. It helps us. If somebody is escaping that or it just doesn't make sense, that's a red flag. Pick that apart. And like I said, they use emotion or guilt. saying something similar to your experience or all targets' experiences while threatening you under your breath. Did they just threaten me? Did they or didn't they? I don't know. No, they did. They did. They'll throw subjects in to distract the discussion at hand. And just throw the whole discussion off. You'll start talking about, Sasquatch baby Jesus, extraterrestrial inside of people, instead of the evidence and maybe the protest that you have up and coming. If someone is making people paranoid, saying things like, this person is that, or this person is that, or I think the leader is a racist. You gotta wonder about this. TIs try to escape fear. We try and bed it down. We try and help each other with that. We express ourselves to escape the fear. We don't stir up fear like this. This is a major red flag. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get everybody to shy away from other people in the organization, creating divides in the organization. Just like we're seeing the Cointelpro do on a larger scale in our society, that's what they do on a small scale within the organization. So you take everything that we've studied and learned about the Cointelpro and apply it to your organization of TIs when you're trying to root these street rats out. And if you're planning a protest, they'll make stupid signs that don't make sense or make you guys that discredit your group as a whole. They'll lead you to spots where nobody's gonna see your protest, and they'll put plants. They'll put informants nearby that aren't even affiliated with your group, holding crazy signs, alien Jesus signs, in attempts to absolutely discredit. And this works really well for bystanders that are they think that you guys are all affiliated and you're not. And if you try and move away from these douches, they just follow you. Or really popular, if it's supposed to be a peaceful protest, which we are as TIs, because that's all we want, right? We don't want any money from our lawsuits. We just want this shit to go away. We don't want to hurt anybody. We just want to live our lives. So you gotta really wonder when all of a sudden one of your TIs starts breaking shit or pushing cops around, trying to start a riot, trying to create divides, because they're an informant. Instead of getting positive exposure, the media will paint your group as terrorists or crazies. And how much money is this, quote, TI making? What does that look like? What do they do for a living? Is that adding up, That I wish I would have paid attention to that a couple times. Okay, let's talk about the head of the beast. I know we talk about the Cointelpro. Really important piece. We talk about the politicians. We talk about the UN, the globalists, the Illuminati, the globalists. This is the head of the beast. Now we're going to talk about the top. We're going to bring it all the way down. Globalists. Then you've got the UN, which is just another basket of douches, of globalists. And there's a lot of different douches that sit on the douchebag up here. And then stemming from the douchebag, you have the Patriot Act, Agenda 21, and then stemming from that and the UN, you've got your politicians. From that, you have the FBI, NSA, CIA, your Cointelpro, your banks, okay? And stemming from that, now you've got your like we said, the Cointelpro / gang stalking program, and other programs that have stemmed off from this New World Order agenda that we don't even know about. Now, after that, you've got Europe, other intels stemming off from this. You have America, the rest of the world, okay? And you have the New World Order that as it's presented to the general public. You have the actual world. Then they're going to meet. A shift is going to occur. What that's going to look like, that is the unknown at this point. But it's very, very important not just to focus on any one of these pieces. That's what they want you to do. That's why it's designed this way. That's why it's called the occult, because it's hidden, so that you focus on one piece. It's very important to be focusing on all these pieces, giving the important ones airtime, like the Cointelpro and what you are experiencing every day in your life, and giving these agendas light. It's also very important to recap at the top of the pyramid and bring it all down so everybody knows what's up. This isn't just any one thing. This is a variety of different ones. Now, the word occult actually means hidden. It doesn't mean religion. It doesn't mean, Satan, nothing like that. It means hidden. So you can see why it's set up like that. So you can't really start pointing fingers at the police department and corporations. You've got to explain when you do that where that's coming from. You've got to back that up. Bring it from the top all the way down using the proper language. So it's just really important to keep bringing in the whole big picture. Okay, I think this is really important. Whether or not you believe me or another TI's evidence and accounts and experiences, please treat targets with respect. A targeted individual is someone who is very mistreated, and kindness isn't something that is a target is used to. Okay, instead they're treated with anger, disrespect, hostility. A TI doesn't even know why this is happening to them a lot of times, most of the time. They don't even know why they've been chosen to begin with. So they are really the joke of society, the punching bag. They're trying to use targets as the scapegoat for the community, the distraction for the community. So please treat them with respect. You could be one of just a few people who has been nice to them in months and months. That is not an exaggeration. And when you show respect to a target, when you show kindness to a TI or really to anybody, it has a major impact on our community. There's a major ripple effect. So it's very uplifting, not just to somebody, but maybe their whole organization. This program is designed to make you hate your fellow man. So when you reinforce that people are good, that really means something to us, and that's what we live off of for maybe a few months until the next stranger's kindness, and rebuild a little bit of faith in humanity, and we're able to carry on and continue to fight for ourselves and each other. It's just so difficult when a TI is constantly combating targeting and hate. A TI they have very little help, very, very little support. They might be a target, they might not know that they've been a target for years. It starts with a smear campaign, usually, government technology in the wrong hands, companies, maybe even neighbors, like your handler. TIs are misdiagnosed as mentally ill or they're institutionalized. This crime is highly underreported. And there are reasons for that. It's not easy. Many, many reasons for that. A target can be from all walks of life and demographics. Anybody can be a target. So let's continue to try and treat each other with respect and kindness, because we've got to keep that going. that's really the oil in our community. And we just can't do without it. Thanks, guys. Take care.